Yoga for Healing, Grand Rising. Happy Saturday. Wow, this went by so fast. Check out the community board. Check out one of my stalkers that's been stalking for years. That has the gall to try to show other people's faces in a negative state, while this bitch hides and won't show theirs, and most likely not using their real name. Thank you, because you already know that I eat that shit up and turn it into more power. Thank you. Don't worry, you will have the spotlight, but just not the way you want it, because of the way you're going about it. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Moon. I love the moon. Luna. Whatever's going on, this High Priestess is aware. She's aware of her higher power and pays close attention to her inner voice and how she is guided. And don't give a fuck who hates her for it. That's a personal problem for them. What do we need to know, Holy Spirit? What wanted to come out? Let's see. More water energy. Someone that needs to let go and search for something new to do, because they've had the opportunity. They've been given all the chances, and we are well aware how judgment has been called down, and they're living in karma. So scared of themselves, they rather come after you. Make that make sense. You scared of you when you expect somebody else to be scared of you? Looks like them evil eyes are being sent right back. All the negative energy, and it's been that way for years. And you still won't accept the truth. So accept the consequences. All of your spell work. You have no skills. You've lost your connection from above. Possibly because you're being a Page of Wands, immature, taking an adventure. Finding it fun in games, being fearless, coming up with fresh ideas. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire. That's why we had all that water in the beginning, because this fire is being put out, or already put out. They just not aware. That's another personal problem for them. What else do we need to know, Holy Spirit, ancestors, spirit guides? What else is it that we need to know? They've planted no seeds. They have unfinished work. They're procrastinators with low effort, which brings lack of reward. The lack of growth, only giving them setbacks. And we saw yesterday in a read how they had to start from zero. This energy is forceful, domineering, a tyrant, vicious and powerless, very ineffective, a weak leader, not even of themselves, just as I said. It's seen clearly. They're bored with their offerings that they have coming in. They're not feeling motivated by those surrounding them. Although they're sitting around, they're in sight. But this person's sitting on the floor like they're having a tantrum. Moon in Cancer, water element. Someone that's in their feelings. Not finding any motivation, needing courage. Who is this magician? Oh, okay. The King of Wands in reverse. Someone that hasn't invested in any harvest, that's blocked from source. They have no skills, no talents, no intuition. They don't listen to that voice within because they're not connected to it. This person has no idea, but they soon will realize what they've done to themselves. They're in need of courage, and that is the truth. The High Priestess sees it. Just sitting back on it in another world, watching, observing. This King of Wands is realizing they don't have any options. They've been distracted and been making poor choices, bad planning. Now they're overthinking, not taking action, playing it safe, avoiding any risks because they are in need of courage. But instead they're being defensive, like I said, sitting on the floor pouting like a tantrum 2-year-old. They're being defiant, having a lot of financial burdens because they're not producing any abundance. They're in a lot of lack. And they have no options because they burned all their bridges. Or the ones that they have available, they're not interested in. We know that this is all truth and clarity. The sword of source is on this person's head. That's why the High Priestess is just sitting back. This is something they have to accept. They should choose happiness. This is a part of their lesson in this story is they're supposed to find the happiness, the silver lining, learn from their mistakes. This is why things are being stripped away from them. And they're starting from zero, as I said. And they better face that reality and be happy and accept that they have the opportunity to start over and not be completely removed from the planet. But it's free will. They are making bad choices and they have no options. What did I say? They are starting from below zero for being reckless, careless, allowing themselves to be distracted in illusions. Those illusions, they have no choices. They're realizing, or they should realize, this is not a game. They're very gullible. They're feeling dull. Their light is really, whatever light they did have, they let it be devoured by the dark. You see this person here? You see those options are down, sinking, They were all in illusions. An illusion from an entity they must have called from the underworld, because they're living in their shadow. And that's why they're set way back. And they better find the courage. They're sacrificed themselves. They have to surrender. They're being sat down. They better use that third eye. Neptune's at play. Where is it in your chart? Because Neptune is one of those planets. Water energy. They've made themselves a sacrifice. They sacrificed, that meaning they sold their own soul. Yeah, look at this. 9 of Swords. Trust me, they're at a 10. But on the table right now, they're showing, hey, you got one step. And what a coincidence. There's a lot of warriors, star seeds, those that have awakened and walking in their purpose are at that same one step away. Do you see what I'm saying? For that bad and that good, there's each one step away. That's it. It's already done. It's done. Now they're in regret and remorse. They have nothing else to do but cut their losses, but they may want revenge. What is this about this person? Oh, Tower. They want to set out for revenge, and that's the final blow. Because they can't stop sending those evil eyes and maybe wanting to approach you physically in the 3D realm, because their magic doesn't work. But see, they better realize that this tower is just from the thought of them thinking of approaching you. Final warning. Before this great transformation, this one last step. It's a crisis for them, this change. They don't want to let go of the old world, the old way. Them feeding off of others, living in an illusion. They have to release this queen, this empress that they're in turmoil over. Someone they wanted to send revenge on. Someone that they have to cut loose. They have to cut their losses, because this is the end. 13 is the number. Zodiac Scorpio. More water. I hope you guys can swim or hold your breath a long time, because there's no more fire for you. There's no smoke. All of that was coming from you, and it blew back to you. And then Source came down with his sword and blew that away and cleared it. Now there's more clarity, and you're living in your truth, in your nightmare that you built for wanting to come after an empress, a high priestess. You have to face and deal with your endings, your losses, and the changes. What do we need to know about this empress? Oh. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This Knight of Wands energy. You're not taking any risk with this person. It did land sideways. Because you are the High Priestess. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Clarification. You just have to worry about yourself. moving forward in a Knight of Pentacles energy, slow and steady, calm, relaxed, not bothered by the distractions of these others that are going through their karma. Still wanting to try to latch on to you. Still trying to affect you for loosh. They will get their 5 or 10, 15 minutes of fame. And trust me, I have been taking screenshots for years. So those names and some of those profiles that you're still dumbly using, they can be traced back from today back a few years. Because I know I recognize a lot of the names and then even some of the profile pictures you guys use. And believe me, I can pick up the energy. Sometimes I just bother not to. Yeah, you can turn it off if you know how. Because trust me, if you don't know how to control yourself, I don't know what to tell you. I'd say work on it. Meditate. Go within. Now, let's go a little bit deeper about this energy you have kicked to the curb, pushed out the door. They have no reason to return, especially unhealed. A lot of people think that twin flame journeys are love stories, but not when one refuses to heal. It's only a fairy tale when you make it real. That fairy tale romance, that love, but it can't be an illusion. It's real. Because you're so filled with love and surrounded with your abundance, and all of these negative energies nowhere in sight. And them still thinking childishly as words will affect you. What another childish adult says to a mature one is supposed to affect them. We may be talking about this copycat that's been coming out in a lot of readings in tarot world. This King of Wands reverse energy that's not able to burn the evidence. They can't burn what's already known. Someone you tossed out. Someone you see less than now. But that was their choice to be less than. They call this fighting for what you love, claiming what they believe is theirs, using that idiotic phrase, love is a battlefield. Not unless they're talking about the spiritual war. Then it makes sense. But other than that, forget that little tickling of the ear, those little sayings that don't make no fucking sense. Because that one phrase, fake it until you make it, has got a lot of people stuck. Because there's no fucking faking it when the shit is real. They were living in an illusion. An illusion they painted for themselves. They're knowing they fucked up. All in their head. All maybe because of their sexual, I'm picking up their sexual tantric sex orgies. They may be thinking sexually of you, but I'm picking up more. They're fucked up because they know that you know that they know that they've been trying to molest you sexually with a third party, having tantric sex. Police in reverse. Fake friends. I'm saying that their fake friends are not warning them. Their fake friends aren't going to turn them in to themselves. Not actually even about police like the men in uniform, but they're not paying attention. They're not policing them and what they're doing because they're fake friends. Give me a card on police. Outdated. Sideways. They feel like they're going to do and be how they're going to be. This is like a nonchalant, not really caring, because a true friend would tell you the truth. Not just let you go on and blow up your own head. This person that sleeps around. They might hang around a lot of pick-me's. The type that thinks it's come up when they say, I'll take your man. But they're not looking bigger in the picture. Any man that can be taken, so-called, is not your yoni baby. It's because they're just that way. And why would a woman, a real one, want someone that's for the community? Only another one like them. Would not find this outdated. Would not be honest and help them police their issue. That's like hanging out with the girlfriends and then they not tell you got tissue at the bottom of your shoe. You think those are real friends? Just an example. Give me another card on this police and outdated. Oh, they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be picked up by the actual police. But they're wanting to come in and give you an offering and a fake apology. What is this about? Why do they think we want a fake apology? They don't believe in your emotional intelligence. They are coming to play on it. They're coming to play on it. Because they're insecure, they feel that you would be insecure. Like you're possibly sitting and waiting for them, but you got an eye out, but you're not waiting on anyone. Not if you're a real one. This emotional intelligence and this fake apology leads to what? Check yourself. They need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. Because they're only going to be tossed back out. Maybe this will cause them an awakening. Because no one else is telling them what they need to hear. Why not check yourself? Whoa, that's a couple. Okay. They're on drugs. And you're not about to have sex with them. They know this. They're already knowing the tea. But maybe for some odd, crazy reason, they feel like they need to still play out this act, this role. Because they are an NPC at this point. They've lost all their power. They've been living in an illusion. Now they're all in their head over this Empress, High Priestess, that they know they need to check themselves and their behaviors, their intake, what they're doing that's toxic, whether it be sex, drugs, toxic people around them, not doing the healing work. And they know that you're not down for that. You're not looking for a sneaky link. You're not looking to have a love child by this person. If you don't understand them, don't even try. Because Why would you want to understand this insanity, this greed, this self-righteousness, this privileged thinking that they can sweet talk you? They know that you're not down for this, but they miss you. What else do we need to know about this energy? They're receiving some shocking news, and maybe others are too, that they're out of time. It's too late, and they've been blocked. But they are spam calling you, texting you, and sending you messages in different areas, whatever platforms, social media that you have, thinking that childish behavior, those minutes they spend, are going to affect you like it is affecting them. They're stuck with that energy because you've blocked them. You've elevated above that, and it's too late for them. One more card. Too late for that side hustle. You're moving and letting it go. Loving on you. You're free. They already know the tea. You're going at your pace. Staying with the ebb and flow. Staying focused on your own abundance. What you're here for. Your purpose. Searching for better, what you deserve. It's too late for these silly games. See, they need to understand we're in the month of February, and the planet that's at play right now. That's why we're going to be hearing a lot about this Gemini energy, twins. There's a reason. That's all I have. Pay attention to the energy, not just the signs. Because a lot of these energies like this like to cloak. They'll even cloak in your energy if they have any. Pay attention. Peace.